I could sit here all day long and like describe to somebody like, hey, this is what chocolate tastes like. You know, it has this little thing to it. There's a little thing over here. It's kind of like this. It's not really like that. Yada, yada, yada. But like at the end of the day, the only way I'm going to know what chocolate tastes like is by trying chocolate out, you know? And so I bring that up because like there's this tendency for you, right, to think in like hindsight. Like, so like you see something and you kind of think to yourself, you know what? I know exactly how that happened. Or, you know, the reason that person has that is because of yay and yay reason. But then like, did you ever like pause to think for a second that maybe that conclusion you're coming to, the preconceived notions and everything you stack together to get to that hindsight thinking, have you ever thought for a second that you might be wrong? And like, what if, I'm just saying, what if, and you being wrong, maybe there's some room for improvement. And the very fact that you stacked a bunch of things that's led you to this hindsight conclusion, what if now you realize that that layer underneath, that you presuppose a whole bunch of shit that you don't even know how the hell you've come to, what's the word here, bolster up. Because I bet you have no idea how the hell you get into that conclusion. But anyways, the point is, what if it turns out that all of that stack of shit you've used to get to a hindsight is incorrect too? And what if your breakthrough is past like you becoming self-aware that that's what's going on, number one, right? But two, for you actually to like dismantle it all down and pick up some new stuff, some new parameters, some new information, some maybe new experiences. What if? I'm just saying, like, what if that thing that you want is on the other side of you actually tearing down some of those things that you are so sure are objective? I mean, I tell you what, in some ways it is objectively true that some of those things that you think are objective, it is objectively true that they're objectively true to you. But who the fuck does that help? I mean, who does that help? You know, not me, especially not you. And you know what? And I'll say this, maybe it helps you to a point. Maybe there was a point in life where you saw some things, right? You noticed some behavior, some patterns or whatever, right? And certain ways of thinking, certain rationalizations and all these things maybe helped you at a given point in time. I'll give you that, right? It happens, right? We're trying to live, we're trying to survive. But what if some of those things that you thought were these concrete, like you can't break them, kind of objective truths, what if they were just the things that you saw at that given time? They helped you, and now there's even better, more accurate ways of going about business. And when I say business, I don't mean like literally business, like selling or something, just in general, everyday life. Maybe business too, who knows, you know? It's almost like not often enough that I just run into people that I can tell self-reflection is not really part of their repertoire. Let's put it that way. There's some people that seem to have that somewhat there, and then there's some people that have it on lock. But the few people that seem to have it on lock, it's like, well, a few people. That's the thing. It's almost like most people don't even have that on lock. It's almost too painful. You know, it's almost too painful to have like some kind of internal self-check and balance where you're like, wait a minute, am I even onto something with that? Am I really accurate with that? Are you really accurate with that? Are you? Have you paused to think about that for a second? And if you have you paused to think about how much self-delusion you might have in yourself, self-check, in your self-check and balance, thought process? Have you thought for a second that maybe they could use an update? Maybe, being able to take in some criticism, right? Constructive, or heck, you know what? Let's play devil's advocate. Maybe not even constructive. What if you could get to a point where even like non-constructive criticism, aka somebody just blatantly shitting on you. What if somebody blatantly shitting on you, right? You were able to take in and turn around into something that you can then use as a good concrete piece of information to then better inform how you're going to go about things. What if? I'm just saying, what if it was possible? Just think about that for a second.